Drifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me. Welcome back. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget, and we're just about ready to wrap up our week of revisiting my childhood. And maybe yours, especially if yours was as peculiar as mine when it came to reading material that went far beyond your ABCs. I was all but 4 months old when People Weekly released their special 25th anniversary issue. This is from March 15th to the 22nd, 1999. I was born December 2nd, 1998. So at the time, I couldn't even figure out how to say the word childhood, or people for that matter, let alone spell those two words. But I think both people and I came a long way. They have since stumbled up on their experience in entertainment news and human interest stories, now spanning over 50 years. And they've been a part of this channel almost since birth. So I think it was natural to bring in this special 25th anniversary issue for this week of childhood, purchased from Unique Thrift Store in Patterson for $1.99, and retailing in the States at the time for $4.95, and $1 more in Canada, $5.95. This is by no means a fun-sized review, but it will be fun nonetheless. Let's get started. Have you ever visited Universal Studios in any way? Either it's a theme park in Hollywood or in Florida? If so, you might be familiar with the Islands of Adventure, Marvel Superhero Island, The Lost Continent, Toon Lagoon, Jurassic Park, and Zeus Landing, the world of Dr. Seuss. All those places relatively new to the old establishments at Universal Studios Florida, such attractions like Twister, Ride It Out, T2 3D, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, my most favorite movie ever, the Back to the Future ride, the one and only Nickelodeon Studios, any and all Nick sitcoms such as Clarissa Explains It All, or Welcome Freshmen, something like that. And of course, the game shows. How could we ever forget the game shows? Nick Gas. Taped at Nickelodeon Studios. And just for fun, Universal City Walk. All this as a part of your Universal Studios escape. Are you ready? Not to make a big deal out of this, it's just a one-page flyer for you to find love on Wednesdays, and how Beverly Hills 90210 and Party of 5 can help you with a romantic getaway. From two shows that definitely laid the romance on heavy. Hello, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Speaking of 90210, that was just one of the stars in this dynasty of guilty pleasure television, all made possible by the one and only Aaron Spelling. Sets, soaps, spelling. He really invented the ABCs of binge watching in the 90s and way beyond. Dynasty, 90210, Sunset Beach, Heart to Heart, and let's not forget Melrose Place. And the new kid on the block at the time, her representing those new kids, Charmed, Alyssa Milano, 1/3 of the Hollowell sisters unifying the power of 3. That would be Phoebe right there. These are just a few of the stars that Mr. Spelling has built in his vast sky of guilty pleasures. This multi-fold-out pamphlet saluting the icons of television also salutes Norman Lear and Stephen Bochco in the same way, with ensembles from all of their shows. Next up, a salute to HBO Family. In its heyday, no commercials, no worries. This is HBO Family in its infancy. Back in the day, they had 2 programming blocks, HBO Family Jam and Magnet. Jam was for preschoolers, that was where you could see A Little Curious, and Magnet was for the TV by 7 crowd, that's where you would see Crash Spots. Magnet was dissolved later in the years, and so Jam became the only original programming block. And from that programming block came a few of my favorites. I Spy, Harold and the Purple Crayon that I covered twice on here, Kindergarten, A Little Curious, and the chairman of the board, Craftsbots. Oh, how I love Craftsbots. Next, a salute to the legends of the past quarter century. Of course, we gotta highlight Steven Spielberg, a box office Midas. If he enchanted your childhood, you definitely agree with people's placement for Steven Spielberg. E.T., Jurassic Park, 2 childhood tentpoles. Oh yeah, and Indiana Jones too. If not him, then how about Jim Henson? Fraggle Rock, Dinosaurs, The Muppet Show, and his indelible contributions to Sesame Street. He is no doubt a one of one. It wasn't easy being green, but it so was easy making green, making the world a greener place for our children and our children's children. This is a highlight because, why not, Sandra Bullock and Ben Affleck in Forces of Nature from DreamWorks. Just in its infancy. I love these one-page mini posters. Title, stars, credit billing. Ah, man, I wish I could hang them up. But I'm going to only apply that if they have Courtney Cox, who isn't included in this issue. But you know who is included? An icon you already saw on the multi-fold-out cover. And here she is again, this time in the style section. This is about recycled trends of past decades, coming back into the limelight. In this case, it's an over-the-shoulder dress styled by Jennifer Aniston. Possibly the friend of all friends. Next, another mini poster, if you will, this time for a cable TV airing of Space Jam, with Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan. It got rave reviews from these top critics right here: USA Today, the San Francisco Examiner, and even Roger Ebert, of all critics. Between this and Looney Tunes Back in Action, I have to choose the latter. That was a part of my childhood. But the former, Space Jam, wasn't bad. It's not my slam dunk, if you will, but it wasn't bad. Along the same lines, we have here a promo to discover happily ever after fun for the whole family. 4 VHS releases and a line of many others from the MGM Family Entertainment line. All this as MGM celebrated 75 years in business. A legacy of excellence worth worrying about. Next, we're in the catalog section. Trinkets and toys you should have owned throughout the past quarter of a century. Especially this Pee-wee Herman doll, which I saw twice but never bothered to get. I wasn't really much into Pee-wee Herman at the time that I saw this, but I did appreciate Pee-wee's Playhouse a great deal. I watched it a lot on, of all places, Adult Swim. That show can beat Animaniacs in mild innuendo for kids. Of course, this thing was discontinued for about 18 months when Paul Rubens, God rest his soul, bared more than just his heart in a movie theater and was jailed for it. But he bounced back, and so too did the doll. My most recent sighting of the doll, Value Village in Hawthorne for $105! Yeah, I may like Pee-wee Herman, but not that much. I got one more childhood treat for you. It's right over here. And it could be your childhood treat too, depending on what era you grew up in. All grown up. Adored and adorable as kids, child stars reflect on the formidable and inevitable Act 2, adulthood. And who's among this ensemble? We have here Karen Allen, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. We have here Ari Myers of Kate and Alley. Candace Cameron of Full House. Jenna Von Oy of Blossom. Lisa Wetzel of The Facts of Life. Danica McKellar of No Wonder Years. Malcolm Jamal Warner, and Keisha Knight Pullum of The Cosby Show. All of them talking about their experiences on the shows that made them household names and their future projects, as well as the camaraderie they shared between cast members and family, and cast members who became family. But if you know me, you know I saved the best for last. Miss Penelope Punky Brewster, aka Soleil Moon Frye, the love of my life, a real, true, genuine honey bunny. When Punky Brewster went away, she had separation anxiety, but that all but dissipated decades later when Peacock granted one season of a reboot. Boy, we have the first and fourth and final season of the original Punky Brewster on DVD. We gotta get the other two to complete the collection. Plus, I also have seasons 5 and 7 of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which could be another childhood favorite for you. Sorry about the background talking outside. So, we're not through yet. If anything, this could be the comeback year for one of my all-time crushes. She is definitely, as the name in English would imply, a ray of sunshine. And on that note, they just won't be quiet, will they? Kids, go figure. 5 out of 5 claps for People Weekly's special 25th anniversary issue. Hope you enjoyed this tremendous time warp, a quarter of a century of entertainment news excellence for 8 quarters. Plus 1 more for tax, but who's keeping track? These kids never stopped playing. And neither will they, and neither will I. Enjoy your weekend. We're out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.